It was just sitting, kind of going nowhere.
That's where we picked it up from the very beginning, when it was still a dark box of lonely-looking concrete.
Never gave up on it.
We've waited for so long, and now here it is.
It was so sad to see it go from what it was and then just a storage facility.
That it's much more than I ever would have imagined. I think it's more than we ever planned for.
Just to see something that you kind of thought might never happen, actually happen.
I think it's invaluable.
It is really a marriage of who we are and who we were.
When my youngest went to Newhall School, there was no more auditorium. It was already gone by that time. But when the oldest was there, it had a stage, it had microphones, curtains, it had stadium seating.
Where we held assemblies and had graduations.
When I saw the auditorium, I'm going, this is just so, this is big.
Growth was always one of the biggest challenges. As far as the state was concerned, that auditorium was classrooms. Your eligibility for new construction, the auditorium was a deduct. We decided it's no longer an auditorium, it's a warehouse.
Patty and Kim,
They seemed to be there forever.
It was always on their minds to do something here.
these were two great women who really wanted to do something right for kids.
Kimberly and I had children here in the 90s. We joined the PTA, of course, and
Site Council.
Now this building behind me was never in my radar. We never went near it, we never saw it. It was just a closed up building. So then the 1994 earthquake hits, and we did a walkthrough of the school to see if there's any damage. We were let in for the first time. I was surprised that it was a warehouse. We started asking questions. What is this building? Why is it full of school supplies?
And it smelled like really old musty books, and it was floor-to-ceiling steel racks.
If you've ever seen an old horror movie where they go into a house and all of the furniture has dust covers and there's kind of cobwebs in the corners, that kind of thing, it was like that, but with more of a warehouse feel.
We went to see Dr. McGrath, and we asked Dr. McGrath if we could restore the auditorium to its original state. He told us, kind of laughing at us, that if we could find him a new warehouse, that he would just let us go to town on this one. He never thought that was going to happen.
And I went to George Renner and asked if we could get a grant to provide the beginning of creating a community theater in an historic building.
I remember taking a tour of the old auditorium and sitting there looking at it and walking through it, and the folks around me with a great vision for what it is that building could become in the future.
Along came Southern California Gas Company with a facility that they were talking about doing something different with.
And Lorene said to me, Tony, can we make a deal? They were willing to pay what it cost, what the market rate of the property was. We were willing to sell it. It was a win-win situation for everyone in the community.
When the gas company property came, we moved everything out. Then it was just an empty shell.
The evolution of this project really was about some parents seeing a site and saying, this needs to come back to the community. It needs to be restored. It's a beautiful site. It deserves attention. So they formed a nonprofit, Theater Arts for Children. They worked with the district, and they got it out there through country fairs and through talking to everyone they could, that there was this great asset in our community that needed attention and needed to be restored.
The inevitability of bringing this home was Measure E.
Because then we were assured the kind of funding that it really needed.
To see this beautiful building with all its potential sitting there as an asset that the community could be using, that was a very important driving factor in moving forward on the Measure E bond.
Without the citizens voting for that, it would have been far too expensive. I don't think they would have been able to raise the necessary funding. So as soon as the bonds were issued, the next order of business was to issue requests for proposals for architectural firms. One of the key factors in selecting an architect actually was their experience with historical buildings and theaters. There were some features that folks felt were really important to preserve. Some of the things that they pointed out that they wanted to see remain were the old projection windows, keeping the proscenium, keeping the look of the outside of the building.
If it's a performance venue, it has to look like it. As you look around here, everything would tell you now that it's a performance venue.
The first time I walked into the building, when it wasn't totally complete, but they wanted to get my opinion on it, I almost cried.
It's a thrill.
You can see that we have maintained the Art Deco style in which it was built.
And then walking into the lobby, we really made an effort to maintain that design integrity, and so we installed an Art Deco terrazzo floor.
You walk through the doors of the lobby into the actual theater, and it's beautiful.
I was completely blown away. It's a state-of-the-art theater, raked seating, a beautiful stage, lighting, sound, and all that type of stuff, and it's something that's completely unique. It's not something that you see at an elementary school.
On the opening day of the theater, I want to welcome you
to the Newhall Family Theater for the Performing Arts here at Newhall Elementary School.
You're sitting in a jewel of a building.
A place where 55 years ago I walked across and received my 6th grade promotional certificate.
We are so excited to bring this theater to you, our community, our valley.
We're thrilled you're here.
You have just entered into an amazing realm.
We hope you come out and see a show, or even maybe perform on the stage.
It's waiting for people. It's waiting for the excitement and for all those young people to get up here and strut their stuff.